Sam. Over to you, Divya.
Wow, we have an amazing full house. It's really great to have you all in here. And I'm sure you all are very excited about this topic. So today we're going to be talking to our digital divas and dons, right? And I'm going to start off our session with a couple of rapid fire questions, right, just so that we can get the mood flowing.
Check.
Can you all hear me? Yes? Perfect. Perfect. So, first question to you, Varun. When did you first go digital? When did you first go digital?
Well, being into sales and marketing, it's been 23 years, but yeah, we already started our company 2 years back only.
Okay. Smridhi, when did you first go digital?
Am I audible? Oh, lovely. If I answer honestly, I'm not sure, maybe people will judge my age, but maybe when Orkut or MySpace came into existence is when I started.
Yes. How many
okay,
of
people
you,
relate, I feel better.
How many of you were part of Orkut or MySpace back in the day? Come on, put your hands up. Let's hear
My
a round of
tribe,
applause
my tribe.
for that. All of you are the OGs. You are the OGs. Vikram, what about you?
I think I'm going back one more generation to ICQ days.
Ooh, ICQ. And Rajnish, what about you?
Going digital?
Yes, when did you first go digital?
We started 23 years back when Google was launched in India.
23 years ago with Google. That's amazing. So, next rapid fire. What is your favorite social media platform?
All the social media, every media has its own strength. When you say Facebook, the reach is different. When you say Instagram, the reach is different. So it depends, what is your target, what is the thought process. So Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, everything with its own target.
Okay. And Vikram, which social network do you check first and why?
Gmail, probably, the app, because it pays the bills.
It pays the bills, right? And Smridhi, what are the 3 most used apps on your phone?
Gmail, Instagram, and WhatsApp.
Okay. Yeah. And Varun, can you tell me, do you plan your content or do you go with the flow?
I think it's very important to plan things and then go rather than just having something which is there. Even if your mind, if you take 2 seconds to plan things, but planning has to be there, even if it's there for two seconds. I think planning is the key in everything.
Brilliant. So I'm going to put out a quick, broad question for the audience as well, because I want to make sure you all are paying attention. Who checks Instagram first? Let me hear a yay. Right. Who checks Facebook first? No? Okay, no Facebook. What else do you check? Shout it out loud. WhatsApp. All right, so we are all victims to WhatsApp, aren't we? It's taking over our lives. So, now that we've got the rapid fire out of the way, what I would like to do is discuss how the digital trends are affecting our businesses. So there was a time we were working in a physical space, and over the last few years, especially more so over the last decade, we have gone into a total digital age. So according to you, what is it that businesses and brands can do to leverage the tools available to them when it comes to their personal and business branding? Smridhi, let me start with you.
I think the very simple and short answer is strategy. Unless and until you don't have one, you cannot do anything. So I'll sum it up at that.
Okay. And Vikram, how do you use the current digital media available to you in all formats, whatever they may be, and please do expand on this. How do you use this to attract your ideal client for your wedding planning business?
So I just want to touch 2 points actually on this subject to begin with. First thing is that, I mean, it's been 10 years now for Mpire, and I think after 3 years, I got a professional PR agency to handle the page, so it's been 7 years I've had a PR agency. Obviously, at the beginning, a lot of people are like, why do you want an agency to handle your page? And I was clear that I want to identify Mpire as a brand and me separate as a person. Obviously, it's caught up now, and it's almost a mandate for everyone to have someone handling the Instagram page. But that does not ascertain the performance or the quality of work. Instagram or social media does not ascertain the quality of work. What we do, there's no second chance, it's all live, right? There's no second go at it. And I think a lot of people here, I mean, we are active, but there are a lot of people who probably are not that great on Instagram. And I just want to tell you guys that it really doesn't change how good the quality of the person is or product is. So that's one thing. Having said that, I think the second thing is 2 words that I would use to kind of summarize, which is stay relevant. The only reason social media is important is to stay relevant. It may not really depict what really is happening on ground. It does not. Whatever you see online, let me be honest, that's not what's going down. But it's important to stay relevant, and probably that is why keeping social media as a key strategy in your daily model of work is imperative.
Okay. It's really interesting that you think it's there to be relevant, right? And I would like to ask Varun and Smridhi and Rajnish over here, please add your thoughts on this. How is it that you can use social media to stay relevant in your business, and what is it that you would advise our guests over here that they can do to add value to their personal or business brands? Let me start with you, Varun.
You know, from the morning, if you're hearing all the sessions, then in every session, there has been a keyword which has been used, which is social media. Gitika said that, social media is very, very important, and she turned back and she did her, she came back into the industry. Then Joshua said the same thing, that social media is very, very important. So in today's time, I think, and one thing is very, very important in the country where we live in, that, and this is what I learned from my father, that jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. And that's a fact. That's a fact about this industry and the nation, that aap jitna acha dikha sakte ho, aap dikhao. And that's your strength is. And social media actually takes you to a different places and takes you to the world in 1 second. And everything, if the thing has a lot of meaning and it's entertaining and has a value, it will go viral in a minute. So in 1 minute, you are reaching millions technically, which a print or any other media still, will take a lot of time to come, because the time duration is very less. So I think in today's time and the times to come, social media has its own power. It's the most powerful tool for our industry. And that's a fact about it.
Okay. I definitely agree with you on that. And what about you, Smridhi? What do you think?
I think I completely agree with Varun, because in today's world, social media has given every single person a chance to control the narrative, which was not an option a few years ago. And thanks to the pandemic, India has also really, I could say probably the transition has been much quicker. People have accepted the value, which is great. The other thing is, of course, it depends how well you do it. Again, it boils down to that. I do see a lot of people or a lot of brands, be it personal, business, it's always a rut or a run to post, and that's honestly not going to take you anywhere. So you have to start literally from the top and understand what you're doing, how you're doing, who are you catering to. And one thing I would want to address is everybody thinks having probably 1 million followers or a minimum of 10K is very important to get, especially business or leads. It's absolutely not true. The more people you have definitely helps your brand, definitely creates a community. But even for business leads that convert, even if you have 500 people, but they belong to your niche, you can still convert 5 or probably 100. So it's again quality, it's strategy. And I think it's a beautiful time to be alive and active, because you can control your narrative completely. So I think it's a brilliant, brilliant tool.
That's true. Alive, active, and relevant. Rajnish, from your perspective, what are you thinking, especially since you have a business?
A line to what Varun said. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. It's very true. But आपको दिखाना कैसे है, that is equally important. So you should have the target in mind. You know, who is your target? Just now, you know, Smridhi said the numbers are not important. If you have the quantity but you don't have the quality in terms of the right viewer, the right reach, you know, it's an evolution process also. I'm sorry, Varun said print is dying. I am against it, all right? You have to, you know, there is an evolution process. There was one point of time wherein the wristwatch very important. It was very important. But now it has become a jewelry. You know, you don't require it. So there is an evolution process. Whatever social media we have today, we might not have tomorrow. Something new will come and if you see the WhatsApp, there are a lot of features being added to the WhatsApp also. So WhatsApp is also doing the marketing. So it's an evolution process. You should have your logic right, intact. You should know your target and do it. You should know what to select, how to select, when to select.
I think nothing dies, sir. It's just the evolution happens over the time. And in any content, be it print, be it TV, be it digital, one thing I think the most important part is, again, the storytelling. The better the stories, the better your response will be.
Very correct. Very correct.
Okay, so before I go on to the next question, now that everyone is paying attention again, could I please request everyone not to speak while the session is going on? It's really disrespectful to all the speakers who are here and giving their time, right? So when it comes to your businesses and your personal branding, we've seen the use of social media coming about. We've seen different platforms being used. How do you see your business utilizing these platforms in order to build your brand? Have you seen any difference or significant change in your business, whether it be in terms of leads, whether it be, you know, inquiries? What sort of impact are you seeing with social media in your business right now? Varun?
I think, you know, we manage, as a company at Khyathi, we manage more than 15 hotels under us. And we do a lot of promotions for them where we directly get the leads. You know, at the same time, when I used to be the hotelier, we used to do the same thing with the social media. So social media has a power in giving you the business. It depends on you that how can you nurture that business and how can you take it more. So you know, if you have a child, it's something like this. If you have a child, the way you teach him or her, the child upbringing depends a lot on her or his future. Exactly the same thing with the social media. So if you know how to use that tool to the fullest, it can give wonders to you, believe me on that part. Sitting here, we all can get multiple queries, we all can get multiple leads.
That's true. If you all are recording this session, make sure you tag us because we'd like to see what kind of leads or contacts and networks we generate from the WV Connect conference. So make sure you all are doing this as well. It's fantastic for networking. Vikram had touched upon a point where he said that he's used a PR agency to distinguish his business brand. I'm going to ask an open question to the audience. Do you know whether you are being recognized as a business brand or a personal brand? Okay? How many of you think you are a business brand? Yeah? Give me a shout. I can see very few hands because it's too dark in the back. Can I hear a yay? Okay, that's great. And how many of you think you've developed a personal brand? Yay? Okay, I've got like the loud shouters over there, a few up in the front. Melton, of course, I know you're definitely a personal and a business brand. You are very well known. So when it comes down to establishing yourself, and Vikram's pointed this out, Smridhi, since you work with a lot of businesses as well as personal individuals, as you are, of course, a brand strategist. Tell me, why is this important? Is it important to differentiate yourself between a business and your personal brand, or is there some relevance between the two?
Again, I think it's subjective. It depends on what kind of a niche or industry we belong to. For example, like even Meltem said, she has a personal brand. She's a wedding planner. So of course, her personal brand goes absolutely hand in hand with her business brand. Vis-a-vis probably if it's a Tata group, while of course Ratan Tata's profile matters, but they exist on their own as well over the years. So again, it depends on the niche, it depends on the industry, but the industry that most of us are in, especially the creative entrepreneurs, it's very important to have a personal brand because, for example, even if Vikram has, at the end, he's the one who's leading the team, right? It's his name that people or a couple would sign on because they know that he's going to do it extremely well. So with our industry and niche, I definitely think personal brands are way more important. Also, I think everyone's realized the value in the pandemic because that time digital was the only reach you had to the outer world, inner world being your home and the 4 people you live in, or probably with a pet like me. So I think, yeah, its personal brand is absolutely extremely important, though it goes hand in hand with your business brand. Again, it depends on the niche. That's pretty much.
I will add a bit to it. You know, it will depend what kind of product you are dealing in. See, there is a difference between being Rajnish Rathi and being wedding affair. So if I want to promote wedding affair, then it's a business account. I want to promote Rajnish Rathi as a person or not, will depend. We have, I mean, you will agree, we have a lot of people here who have Instagram account, but it is a private account and they're blocked. So there is a reason to it. Do you want to promote yourself as a person? Do you want to promote your product as a product?
Right.
Can I take the liberty of asking you why you don't have your personal Instagram account?
My personal life is
Personal.
That's the reason.
That's the reason. No, it's there. There is a big difference, guys. How many of you think your personal account should stay personal? Yeah?
Wow, that's a big number.
Okay, that's quite a lot of you over there.
Or do you guys have 2 accounts?
Yeah, is there a secret account that no one
There
is
you
telling
go.
anyone about? 3
Ooh.
accounts.
I'm not going to
Brilliant.
ask what's the 3rd one for. He has 3 accounts.
It's Rick.
I think that your personal also helps in growing your business account.
Absolutely, all
You know,
the
and
time.
that's a fact in today's age. You know, Joshua was given an example of eyeglasses and, you know, picked up the shades and everybody asked which brand. You know, so I think first you need to think that you are a brand and then you will create a brand. Till the time you don't love yourself and you don't think that you are a brand, you will not be able to create a brand.
It's exactly the same, and it's not something new. All right, lot of international brand, for example, LV, for example, MK. You know, they are all personal people. They started as a designer or a curator, and then eventually they became a brand. So it's not that you can't be a person, you can't be a brand. But again, you want to involve your personal life there or not, that's a different story.
Okay. Meltem, you have a question? Okay. I'm loving this. I want this to be really interactive, so I'm totally open for this, right? Come on then, let's do this.
Thank you so much, because I wanted to add something, not ask, but add, because I have sometimes, even from my friends, have some critics about why do I have my account as a wedding planner and also my company account. I also have a personal account. I think this is very important if we are a wedding planner or a designer or someone who is in the creative industry to have your own account, because you are the creative person. You have to show, for instance, I'm putting a lot of things about India, because it inspires me, you know, with colors, with dances, with music, and all my followers and all my future customers are looking at me and seeing that from what I'm inspired. This is very important. I think in the creative industries, in all creative industries, the creative people should have, should promote themselves also. Look at Chanel. Chanel is a woman. We like Chanel as a woman. There is a Chanel woman, but also there is Chanel fashion, you know? But when we wear Chanel, we become a Chanel woman. So I think this is a good example of promoting your brand, also promoting yourself as a designer. I wanted just to add. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You can just keep the mic on the side. It's fine.
Divya, even you have one profile, right? You have one profile as your personal and business. What is your thought behind it?
So very honestly, I used to have a personal profile, and then I realized I got so busy working on my business brand, which is a Klass apart, that I didn't have time to really work or add anything to my personal account. And very honestly, for me, because I also have a secondary business, which is BYOB, Build Your Own Brand, I was like, well, you know what? I don't really need a personal account. Everything I do is out in the open, so whatever I have to post, it can be on my business account or on either of my business accounts, because it is a true reflection of who I am as an individual and what you're gonna get when you deal with me and my companies. So I feel for me that works.
So that's exactly what I was saying. I'm not averse to the idea of having an identity of mine. I was trying to say that the brand and the individual, for me, have to have two different identities. They are not synonymous. Every time Mpire does some work, it doesn't have to go on Vikram's profile. That's not how it works. Mpire can handle that, and I can put what I feel like putting. So I'm not under the pressure of maintaining my account, because that's my personal space, but the company continues with some professionals handling it.
Oh no, that's totally true. But here, I've just taken the easy way out. I've scrapped the entire personal profile and just putting everything on the business account, because again, my business is me. So I feel for me that works. It may not work for everybody else, but you know, for the kind of clients that I am attracting, it's that. And I think that's quite a lot of fun for all of us.
Exactly, it depends on the target audience. There are millions and millions and billions of people out there, and you obviously will create that community. So it's absolutely fine to have different approaches.
No, it's true. And I think like when it comes down to our businesses, right, like how you utilize what leads you get, what you can get from the platforms available to you, it all comes down to what we want out of our business, right? So what are some of the tips that you would like to share when it comes to using social media to generate business and to increase brand presence? Rajnish, since you have the most experience out of all of us, tell us, because you went from a physical business and you've gone online as well. So how do you know, what kind of advice or tips would you share?
You need to know your product well, that's it.
Yep, that's it, simple words. You got it there. Do you know your product? Vikram, what about you?
I would say the target audience. And I mean, to be honest, the evolution of Instagram has really helped everyone. Let's be honest. I mean, it took the whole idea of stories from Snapchat and Reels now. And I think, for instance, for us, the target audience is the brides or HNIs or people who travel a lot. And it's easier for me to show them my work through Reels or just short stories, because everyone's getting that. And I think a lot of organic traction or other organic new orders are coming through just people who see that. So I think you can make your brand more relatable to your target audience through the kind of options you have right now, the interfaces that are available right now.
Okay, and Varun, what about yourself? What do you think?
Well, I think there are only 3 points. Be real, be different, and what advantage are you giving it to your client? If you cover these 3 points, believe me, you are a winner in this field. And I can write it on a piece of paper.
Brilliant. That's our 3 major points of then. Smridhi, what's your advice? As a brand strategist, what are you going to put out there?
I think it's very important, of course, starting with what your product is, who are you selling to, which is your target audience, and how are you selling it. Because most of the times we think that we're reaching out to our audience and it's not working, but it's most likely because you're not reaching out to your TG. So that's very, very important. Again, different platforms, different strategies. Just like we have majority wedding planners in attendance, exactly you know when you need a decorator or a hospitality team. Even for digital, you should know when you need a professional to take over, because if you don't understand it well, someone else can do it for you. So it all boils down to that, pretty much exactly what Vikram started with. I think Shivani is there asking a question. Can we give a mic?
Check. Yes. So Smridhi, actually, let me stay away from the speaker. My question was actually to you because you're the brand strategist, and I want to know at what level should people, whether individual artists or bands or vendor partners or even wedding planners, event managers, at what level they should consider having a professional on board for their brand, and how much difference would it make having a professional on board to their business, and when they can expect that return to their investment?
Again, it comes down to where do we want to reach. So if the idea is to create a community, the strategy is different. For example, if I want to get more leads, the strategy is absolutely different. In terms of a level, when you can start with 10 followers as well. Again, with professionals and services, it doesn't have to be a retainer of 2 lakhs a month. It can also start with something which is lesser, probably 1/4 or 1/3 the price. The big benefit, again, is you're going to get what you want in the longer run. Also, these kind of platforms, the way algorithm is changing, which is pretty much probably 10 times a day, the strategy has to move accordingly, or your content does not perform. Even with the ads, it's completely changed in the back end. That's something that a professional can handle for you. But again, it boils down to budgets, boils down to focus, boils down to what you need at the end. So it's complete. If you know these 3 things, then anything is achievable.
Also, there is no when. It's now.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't just wait. Do it. And automatically things will fall in place.
I would agree to what Mr. Varun is saying. You know, it's very important to hire a professional. You cannot be master of every field. If you hire with maybe a little lesser retainership, but they are expert of their field and they can guide you better, definitely.
Thanks, Shivani, for the question.
Yeah, it's a great question. So,
There's one question
go
there.
ahead. Can we get a mic?
Can we get the mic
across,
there?
please?
Ooh.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. So with the advent of ChatGPT, okay, I consider myself as a one-man army for my team. I take care of my marketing, sales, production requirement, A to Z. So when it comes to marketing, I feel that that's a time-taking activity. It's planning intensive and all of that. But in the recent times, ChatGPT has aided a busy scheduled entrepreneurs like us in terms of content creation, content planning, and all of that. My question to you guys is very specific on, do I still need to rely on outsourcing my SEM or SEM specifically, not the SEO, for the content creation to an agency? If I do, at what price? Question number 1. If I not, what is the line of difference where a wedding planning company can do the content creation and everything by themselves and outsource it to an agency with the help of the new gen AI tools? That's it.
What's your aim with SEO?
Not SEO, SEM. My aim with SEM is to target my 10 clients for that year. My best 10
And get
clients.
what out of them?
Yeah, to facelift my brand, to let the world know what my services are.
No, I'm just trying to understand his requirement better. So you want to reach out to your TG, and then what
Yes.
you want to do? You want to sell, or you want to
That's it.
create a community?
To exactly know what my work is. Yeah,
So-
conversion.
He doesn't exactly know what it is.
Okay.
So on that, sorry, I'm gonna take this. So because you're not sure where you actually need to go, what you want to do with your current audience, it's better first to hire a professional who can guide you, educate you, and show you the ropes in terms of what you need to do. Take the burden off you, considering that, like, as you just said, you're doing everything yourself. And as Rajnish pointed out, we can't all do everything. At a point, we are saturated. So this is when you first learn from a professional, get them to help you, and then once you feel like you know the ropes, then if you want to use the aid of a chat GPT for a bit and test out the waters, that's a different, that's something else. But definitely go with a professional first.
Also, ChatGPT is great. Like, we laugh about it all the time, and me and my team say that we've got a junior copywriter free of cost.
Yeah.
So use technology for sure, but technology cannot completely take over. For example, if a wedding planner wants to go and advertise, would a ChatGPT understand exactly what are the nuances? Probably no. So you need people from the same niche or the industry. Of course, you can choose to work with them at a point when you feel you need it. But again, like all of us have said, I mean, now is the best time to start.
And you may meet Mr. Varun or Smridhi after the show is over.
Just because of WE, we will give you a free consultation.
Ooh, look at
As
that.
cheesy as it sounds.
As cheesy as it is. Who all are up for a free consult when it comes to their personal or business brand? Shout it out! Yes, I want to hear shouts, guys. I can't see your hands over there. It's really dark in the back. I can only see the people in the front. So, with that...
We have a lovely and a kind audience.
Yeah. No, with that...
Ruchika is waving at me and she's told me to get off the stage. But we have more questions.
We do
Thank
have
you.
2 questions. Let's take these 1 question, please. We've got a gentleman over there with 1 question. Okay, we'll go one-on-one. I guess your consultation sessions start now, Smridhi? Okay,
Happy to.
Brilliant. Thank you all for being an amazing and attentive audience. We do appreciate your attention, and please do make sure you give that to the next panel as well. And now, group photo, please. Make
Thank
sure you
you.
guys are taking our pictures and tagging us.
Yes.
You have to.
Thank you so much, Divya, for moderating the session so beautifully, and thank you to all the panelists, all the digital divas and dons on the stage, ready for the group photograph. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up the next session very shortly, the art of gifting. Hold on to your seats as the group picture is happening right here on the stage.